101. The topic of today's live show is
gun violence in our youth. Welcome to the second episode of Real Talk 101. I'm Julian Steinbeck, a freshman here at Michigan State University. Go green.
Go white.
That's the spirit. So we have a lot on our agenda today, but before I get started, we have a couple of announcements before I begin. Last Tuesday on the audio podcast, I discussed eating disorders, so you should check that out on Google Play and Apple. And I also talked about the National School Walkout, which occurred yesterday, and I'm going to talk more about that today. And I'll talk more about gun violence in our youth is our main topic. That goes for announcements. So, gun violence has plagued our youth ever since, well, pretty much forever. And I want to get down to the nitty gritty of why our youth is so exposed to guns. So, going back to high school years, I was in the east side of Detroit. And the east side of Detroit is known for having gun violence and pertains to shooting other people. Like every other day on my block, you would hear boom, 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 like gunshots. But I never expected to be in the hands of a teen. So what causes that though? Well, statistics states that most gun violence that come from our youth come from either television or music. And most pertainly music, because we have so many teen artists coming up. And when you see the music videos of like Molly Brazy or Rocaine, which are teen artists, you see that they have guns in their videos, shooting them, saying they go murder and kill somebody. But what does the message promote? It promotes violence with guns. If you look at Trayvon Martin case, or you look at the Michael Brown case, you see that gun violence was used, and race is often involved in this. But why is that? Some people say race is primarily the reason why, but we can never find out the real reason, like why race plays a factor in gun violence. I think it does, because if you see a black person with a gun and you will say, oh, criminal, he's a criminal, automatically put in jail. But if it's a white person, they say either they have a mental disorder, or they might say, oh, he didn't know what he was doing with the gun at the time of the crime. Now that's a load of BS. I'd say race does play a role in gun violence in our youth, because our youth is exposed to so much over little time, especially through adolescence, because during adolescence they go through all these changes and they like different things and they get exposed to a lot of stuff, especially peer pressure. Peer pressure has often led teens to smoking and led them to drinking and other dangerous habits that other teens face nowadays, especially here on this campus. On this campus, you're seeing about 1 in 5 teens actually drink. 1 in 4 teens actually smoke on this campus. And I just feel like gun violence does have an impact on our youth, and it needs to be addressed. And if you also feel that way, feel free to comment below this video about your thoughts and opinions on gun violence in our youth. And that's going to wrap up gun violence in our youth and society for today. On to the educational topic, we're going to be talking about mental health awareness. Next week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and this is where other colleges from around the state actually does something for the teens here on campus who are dealing with stress. And if you're dealing with stress and it's overpowering you, you need to find yourself something relaxing to do. And that's what the purpose of mental health awareness is next week. So if you suffer from anxiety and stress, it's totally normal as a teen. We all go through it. And mostly, people go through stress when an event goes on in their life, like someone passed away in their family, or someone did something wrong to you, or your parents divorced. All those can cause significant stress on your life. And it can actually change you over time if you're not careful. And the purpose of Mental Health Awareness Week is to address those issues. And not many teens know how to release that stress. Most of them sting, most of them stay to themselves, most of them just let it build up until something dangerous happens, and that's not healthy. So, mental health, it's important that you find yourself a mentor. You find yourself a counselor or an advisor to help you guide yourself on the right track and keep stress out of your life. Because if you live a stress-free life, you will do better. You will do better in life. It's a known fact. And if you're anxious about something, make sure you have the confidence to do whatever your mind can do. If you have the confidence, you won't be as anxious as you was before. Like performing in front of 800 people. That's a metaphor. Like performing in front of 800 people. Like I have performance anxiety. And 9 times out of 10 I would freeze and I would get nervous when I'm going on stage. But I know that's a factor because of how mental health plays. So overall, mental health is important. You cannot let your mental health get jacked up. That's just the bottom line. Now, moving on from educational topic for today, we are going to be introducing scholarship opportunities every other Thursday right here on this channel for not only college kids, but high school kids as well. And the latest scholarship that's going around is the Delta Sorority Scholarship. Now, many people say sorority and automatically think, hey, it's a scholarship for a girl organization or a women organization. But it's really not just for women. I applied for the Delta Sorority Scholarship, and I won $1,200 as a result because I thought that, hey, maybe women can win it, maybe only women can win this scholarship. But when my math teacher, Miss Janine Scott at Davis Aerospace High School, when she told me I can apply for the scholarship, I'm like, okay. So submitted the application, boom, got it. So that's the latest scholarship opportunity. The link to that scholarship is online. And I'll provide the link in the description of this video. That's the latest scholarship opportunity. Now, on for scholarship essays. I know we all hate the dreaded essays of writing. Who isn't right about that? I know I did. So, scholarship writing is a lot different than regular writing. Because when you're writing for a scholarship essay, 9 times out of 10, they want to know a little more about you and where you come from. And it's important not to lie on a scholarship application. Don't lie and say I'm disadvantaged when you're really not, because it's perfectly fine. They're not looking for sob stories. They're not looking for sad stories about you. They just want to know more about you and your situations. That's what most scholarship essays talk about. So that's the number one tip not to do, is not to lie, because lying will not only get you the scholarship, but it will make you look bad in front of millions of colleges and other scholarship apps that might consider you. So be careful with that. And also be on the lookout for scholarship scams. And the latest scam is, oh, this is a guaranteed scholarship. That's an automatic giveaway that it's not a scholarship at all. Don't give into it. Words like it's guaranteed or you can't get any other scholarship like this, those are hinters to say this is a scholarship scam. Some are legit and still turn out to be a scam. One person that I know actually fell for this scholarship scam and he lost all his money out of his bank account because they asked for banking numbers, routing numbers. They asked for all that stuff. Do not give those to them, because if you give those to them, not only will it mess up you, but they feel better about themselves, and that's not right at all. So please be mindful of the scholarships that you're applying for. Just because one says it's guaranteed, that's a scam. Don't do that. So this was a very, very short podcast today. I would have done it at 5:30 today, but I had an unforeseen circumstance, but I promised it'd be longer than this. So as for announcements, next Tuesday and next Thursday are two important topics that I want to talk about. Next Tuesday will be on Google Play and Apple. That's every Tuesday at 5:30. And the topic of that one will be psychological awareness. How well do you function around people? And are you an introvert or an extrovert? That's for Thursday. That's for Tuesday. Thursday, we're going to be talking about whether cell phones play a huge role in college, or is it a distraction from your classes? And that's what I'll be talking about on next Thursday on Real Talk 101. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave your comments down below on what you think about this podcast. And you can also follow us on Instagram and on Facebook at Real Talk 101. And I will see you guys on the next show.
And this concludes Real Talk 101 with Julian. Tune in next time for the next debate topic, which has been known by the man Juju himself. See you next time on Real Talk 101.